Hello everybody, how are you? Happy Monday, April 13th. Just wanted to check in, see what everybody's working on this week. You know, I just heard the news yesterday that said that only 29% of the people are actually, working from home, sheltering in place. That means 70% of the population still has to go to work, still has to go out as an essential worker. That just fascinated me. I would have gone 50-50. So that was interesting. Just kind of want to check in and see what you're working on this week, what projects you've got going. If you are at home, that probably means that you're a small business, you're an entrepreneur, or you have the type of job like I do where everything's online so you can work out at home. I sit in my backyard all day on the phone. I got to say I've worked the hardest this past couple weeks than I've worked in years. I mean, it is nonstop from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. It's 7 days a week. It's fascinating. But also, as y'all know, I have a side hustle where I help women build businesses, grow their business, make money, change lives. But as they grow businesses, they always run into challenges. We get in our own way. If you're on my Blue Rose Community Facebook group, if you're not, jump over, subscribe to it. It's free, so just join. Blue Rose Community, not Blue Rose, Blue Rose Community. Jump on over. I was talking to them about how I'm doing an online course of 5 days make money online. So today was the how, and tomorrow is the what's holding you back. And I find so many business women, they develop their product, they know how they're going to ship it, they film it, they tape it, it's gorgeous, it's packaged, and that's it. They stop. Or they put it out there, hello, I have a book. Is anybody listening? Here it is. Or, I developed this program. I don't want to talk too loud about it because people might buy it and they might not like it. We got to get rid of that mindset. And I know because I had that mindset for years. And I'm going to commit moving forward to talk more about my journey, not to make it all about me, but I learned more listening to other people's journeys. I was listening to Marie Forleo in an interview with Gary Vee. I like Gary Vee. I have no issues with the F-bomb, love the F-bomb. But sometimes I think he just says it to say it. And I think the F-bomb has purpose. I know, but I do. And I think he just uses it. But she was talking about how when she was, I think she said 8 or 9 or 10, she had her first job and she has done nothing but hustle since then. And I sat there and I thought, you know what? I have hustled since I left home, trying to make ends meet, trying to, keep my head above water, then finding success. But I never had stopped to ask myself what was working in my life and what wasn't. And that's fascinating that I never took that time. And as I begin to take that time, and I've always been on a journey to look within. And when you own your business, or you start to own a business, or you get in a position of authority, everybody's going to point out what about you they don't approve of. Trust me. Everybody feels that as soon as you become this position of authority, that they are entitled to let you know what's working in your life. Not their life, but what's working in your life. And I'm a deep person. I take things to heart because I really want, it's not that I value other people's input. I like to kind of see where, how they view me. And am I viewing myself through that lens or a different lens? And I know I'm not articulating this correctly, but I've been on this long journey to heal. As I talked about, I was abused as a child. I drank. I was homeless. I was a freaking train wreck. And I'm developing a new program. The working title is Heal Your Past. I'm not sure we'll end up on that over the next, week or so. Because I realized I always talk about, I was sexually and physically abused. I did drugs. I was homeless. I was a drunk. I was just couldn't keep a job. And even when I got this job as a CEO, the first 10 years was a little dicey for me because I had so many demons. But I never talk about how I exercised these demons, how I healed myself, how I figured things out. And I think a lot of it is listening to other people. And when I listened to Marie Forleo talking about hustling and always having your head down, I thought, is that a good thing? I am always working, whether I'm working on my my day job, I'm working on my evening job, or if I'm not working, I'm always reading a book, trying to learn, trying to be better. And I really, over COVID-19 time, really started thinking, maybe this is a time that I need to start doing some more deep reflection on who I want to be and where do I want to be when this COVID-19 is done. And I think sometimes we have to think that way, because the economy that we know, the life that we knew on, I'll say arbitrary date, January 1st, is not going to be the life we know come 4th of July or whenever the country opens. And when the country opens, I don't see it staying open for a long period of time, because I feel this is going to come back until we get a vaccination. So you always have to have that mindset too, you know. And I'm a big Disney person, so I look over, and I think to me Disney is kind of the economy. So how are they going to reopen? How are they going to do social distancing? These are things you need to start thinking about in your business. Is your business going to be recession-proof coming out of this? You know, if you had a brick and mortar business or a business that you had to be face-to-face, eyebrows, hair, you know, that's going to start changing. And how prepared are you? If you're a masseuse, how's that going to change? You really want to take the time to think, how do I prepare my business for this not to happen? And going back, so I realized that I need to really start thinking about, how did I heal? Instead of just healing, how did I heal? And writing it and documenting it. So maybe, you know, somebody out there is listening to my story and they can be like, well, I can do that. I can figure that piece out and, you know, reframe how I look at my past and, you know, go into the dark recesses of the mind that you really don't want to look at and pull it out and look at it and put meaning to it and understand and rationalize it in your mind, because it only matters how you think about your past. I care less how anybody else views my past. Don't care, because it's my past. It's my life. I dealt with it as I dealt with it. I made horrible decisions. I made horrible judgments, but I can't change it. And when I realize that not only I can't change it, why regret it? Because regret just hurts you. Regret just holds me back. It causes me shame. It causes me embarrassment. You know, if you believe that our life here is predetermined to some point, and that every lesson builds upon each other, as I really have seen over COVID, because again, when you're working out of the house, things change. You know, you don't have people coming at you at the office all the time. You're on the phone a lot, but you don't have people coming at you. So you really have time to think and say, okay, 2019 was a really bad year for me. I had to do a lot of deep soul searching, because the universe will show you something and show you something. And if you ignore it, it'll get bigger and bigger. And I'm going to do a video later on this, because I think this is so important. But you know, when I get around a certain type of people, I respond in a weird way. I almost hand them my power. And I think a lot of women do, from, you know, being abused. They hand that type of person their power. And I was doing that. And the universe kept showing me people and showing me people. So I would see that I was doing it, but I ignored it. So it was like, okay, damn it. I'm going to make sure you see it this time. And it was soul crushing this time. But nothing you can't overcome. So I really, you know, as you enter into this week, what are you doing to prepare for 2 months down the road, 6 months down the road, a year down the road? What are you doing to prepare your life, your business? You know, I'm doing a 5-day online, how to make money online course. And the night, excuse me, day 4 is what's holding you back. Because I think that's the most important thing. You know, so many people put together packages and products, and they have this dream and they never ship it. They never do anything because the fear gets in their way. Or, you know, somebody tells them, oh, what happens if it's wrong? What happens if nobody buys it? So we're going to really talk a lot more about mindset, because I think, you know, whatever you think about here comes true. If you have good thoughts, you have a good life. If you have bad thoughts, bad things are going to happen. That's just how it works. It doesn't get any more clearer than that. And that took me years to learn. I used to be the meanest, most negative person. When I look back to who I was in 2015, 16, you know, I didn't like that person. Now that I look back at her, because I was so trying to figure things out, excuse me, I was so busy trying to figure things out and so angry that I couldn't figure it out. And I was watching people have great success and I couldn't get there. I get, and then it's like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get there? And every limiting belief I've ever had and every horrible thought I had about myself would come, and then I would stop. And I would just kind of sit there for a couple more months. And then I'd build myself back up and I'd go. But once you heal that part of your thinking, then you're off to the races. But it's hard to look in. And that's why I'm developing that program, Heal Your Past, to help you look in. So you can look in by yourself on your own, but have a backup. Have somebody that you can email and say, hey, Karen, WTF? What's going on with this? But you got to start planning. So use today to take the next step. You just have to take one step. Don't, when people start with whatever, they want to lose weight. Well, I want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. Why don't you just say, you know what, just this week I want to lose a pound. Instead of pushing it and looking at this huge goal and thinking, oh my God, how am I going to build this, spiritual-based business that's going to impact 1 million women to help them heal their past and have the business and life of their dreams? How about if I just help one person today? How about if you just make a difference in one person's life? I hope this has helped you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Obviously, I need a mint because of my throat. I should have set water down next to me. Also, I'm looking for guests to be on my podcast, Blue Road Podcast. So if you have a great story of overcoming, please DM me or put a message below this. Join my free Facebook group, Blue Rose Community. We're going to start in the next couple of weeks, really do deep dive. Right now, I'm trying to build the page, and then I'm going to spend more time over there to do more deep diving on issues and more one-on-one. Pages doesn't allow for a lot of one-on-one, and I'm a one-on-one. I'm a communicator. I want to talk to people. I want to help people. I want to help whatever dream you have. I want to help you get to that dream. Because when I look back and I was homeless and I had nothing, I would pray that somebody would come help me, that somebody would help guide me. And that's not always how it works, because you have to learn the lessons before the Lord brings somebody to help you. It does send somebody to help you. Always does. But sometimes you have to do the work. I'm here to help you do the work. Talk to you guys later. Have a good week. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Wear a mask when you're outside. And if you don't have to go out, stay home. Otherwise, social distance. Woods, Florida, say my favorite thing. Keep one alligator's length between you guys. Talk to you later. Have a magical Monday. And here's to you finding your Blue Rose. Bye-bye, guys.